What's up, Warlord Squad? My name is Anime Warlord, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another Otaku Storytime. So, it's been a really long time since the very first Otaku Storytime. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, I'll leave a card somewhere in the video, or a link in the description box below. So, for today's Otaku Storytime, I'm going to be telling you my experiences with anime clubs. So, without any further ado, let's begin. So when I was in junior high and in high school, I joined various club activities one after another, and of course, my all-time favorite being the anime club. Now, when I was in junior high, the anime club, it was a really big success. But when I got to high school, it was successful in my freshman year, but then for the other remaining 3 years of my high school career, that being sophomore, junior, and senior, it was a complete dumpster fire, and I'm going to explain everything in this video. Here we go. Alright, so we're kicking off this Otaku Storytime with junior high. So the year was 2010, and I was 13 years old at that time, and I was slowly distancing myself from anime, like I really didn't want anything to do with it. Now, to this day, I don't know the reason why I was distancing myself from anime for God knows how long. I think that's probably because I wasn't really experiencing anything new for myself. I wasn't really discovering anything on my own, nor was anybody requesting me to watch new shows, new movies, and so on and so forth. And by early or late 2011, I can't remember, but I was this close to just basically dropping anime entirely. This close. It was like the size of a fucking cookie crumb. Also in 2011, I was 14 years old, and everybody knows when you're a teenager, you're bound to do some pretty stupid shit. And I literally did the dumbest thing that I have ever done in my life. I pretended to be a friggin' monster truck. Yep, you heard me right. I pretended to be a monster truck. So here's what I did. I pulled a really big box from one of the dumpsters, and I set the box in the middle of the road. And then I basically take my bike all the way up to the top of the hill where the road began, and I said, okay, if I charge at this thing at full speed, I can flatten it, no problem. And then I realized I made a grave mistake. So, as I was getting closer and closer to the box, I applied my brakes, but it was already too late. So I hit the box at full speed, I flipped off my bike, and then I landed on the road, and then I hear my whole entire arm go, and then I just immediately started screaming. Now, I thought I had a sprain, but then when I realized that I couldn't even move my fucking fingers, I'm like, oh, nope, this shit is definitely broken. Also, not only did that broken bone hurt like a son of a bitch, but I also felt very lucky because when I got my x-rays, they said that I have broken my left arm instead of my right because I am right-handed. If I were to break my right arm, I would have been screwed. Anyways, so after I got my x-rays, they had put my arm in a sling because that is what they do before you can go and get your cast. So when I got home, I immediately went to sleep right away because my arm was fucking killing me. And then I woke up like about 5 hours later, I believe, and then I noticed that my dad was watching anime, and I said, Dad, what anime are you watching? And he said, oh, son, this is Akira. And I said, oh, I've heard a lot about this. Can I watch it with you? And he said, okay, but don't tell your mother, because back in the day, I couldn't watch rated R films. So my dad and I basically watched Akira from start to finish, and by the time the movie was over, I was just all, whoa, that was awesome. And to this day, Akira is literally my favorite anime of all time. I mean, hell, I have a shirt, and this won't be my last Akira shirt, I can guarantee you that. Also, thanks to Akira, it just managed to do two things. The first, obviously, it got me into anime again, and number two, it made me discover and realize the beauty of what anime is. Alright, time skip. So I'm back in school, and my arm is in a cast, and I said to myself, you know, I wonder if there's any club activities that involve anime. So people were handing out flyers for the various clubs and activities that were in the school, and I noticed that a couple of people were handing out flyers for anime club. They said, hey, are you interested in the anime club? I said, wait, there's an anime club here? And they're like, yep, we start up next week. And I'm like, awesome. So I got my flyer, and I remember the first day was absolutely flawless. Now, we didn't watch any anime on the first day of Anime Club. No, sir. All we just basically had was like a little Q&A session, and we were basically getting to know one another, and we were talking about our favorite animes. And then when I mentioned Akira, people's jaws just dropped to the floor. Every single student had their mouth wide open. And then the president of the Anime Club said, Did you really watch Akira? I had a really big smile on my face, and I just basically said to the president,
Yes, I did.
yeah, that's probably the president of Anime Club's personal favorite anime of all time, as well as the students. Because if you're that mind blown to the fact that I watched Akira, so it probably has sentimental value to you. Now, like I said before, we didn't really watch any anime on the first day of Anime Club, but in the week that followed, we watched anime then. We watched anime shows like Higurashi, Murder Princess, FLCL, and many others. Now, one show that I requested because I heard this was really, really good was Bakken Test. And the teacher and the president of Anime Club said, no, we're not watching that. And I said, why? It's not like it's hentai or anything. And they just basically went into detail of like how it has like some fan service in there, like Himeji bouncing in her bikini.
I'm sorry. It took me a while to figure out how to tie my strings in the bath all by myself.
And so much other stuff. So after that Anime Club let out, I just basically watched Bakken Test in my own time, and I loved it. And to this day, it's still one of my favorite animes. But at the end of the day, I really enjoyed junior high's Anime Club. I basically attended until it was time for me to graduate, and I loved every single memory that I made in Anime Club in junior high. I'm still friends with some of the people that I was friends with in Anime Club many years ago, and now we go on to high school. Now, I had the most fun in my Anime Club while I was in high school during my freshman year. And like I said, for the rest of my high school career, sophomore, junior, and senior, it was a complete dumpster fire, and here's why. But first, I'm going to get into the good stuff. So, when I attended in my freshman year, everybody was very, very, very nice, and just like junior high, on the first day of Anime Club, we didn't watch any anime, we just had a little Q&A session, just basically getting to know one another, and blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And just like in junior high, in the week that followed, we watched anime on that day. We watched some episodes of One Piece, we watched some episodes of Bleach, we watched some episodes of Naruto, and just basically we watched some anime that people were already familiar with, and I suggested, hey, well, even though people are already familiar with those animes, why don't we watch like something that people aren't really familiar with? Like basically anime that's unknown, that needs to be seen in a much bigger light. And thank God the president of Anime Club agreed, and all of my fellow students agreed that we need to watch some other stuff rather than Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, etc. And I also made some of the coolest friends that I have ever made in my freshman year of Anime Club, who I'm still friends with to this very day. And I can't wait to see them after the coronavirus pandemic in the United States ends. And now we get to the rest of my high school career of why the rest of my high school career was very, very well, but when I was trying to join Anime Club, it was an absolute dumpster fire. Now, for some reason, like, I don't know if the teacher had beef with me or he just basically didn't like my personality. I did not know what the hell this dude's deal was. So, when I went up to Anime Club, this was my first time attending in my sophomore year. The teacher said, sorry, there's no Anime Club today. I said, oh, okay. That's fine. So I immediately went downstairs to my second club, which was Card Club, and in that club you can play various card games like War, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, even Duel Masters. So at one point or another, I went to go and get a drink before I returned to all my friends at Card Club. I also made some really cool friends in that club too. Anyways, so I went upstairs to get a drink, and I wanted to check and see if Anime Club was quote-unquote not going on. And when I walked up to the door, Anime Club was actually going on. My fellow students were inside, and the president of Anime Club was presenting a brand new anime that was new for 2013, I believe. And I'm like, huh. That's weird. Didn't the teacher say Anime Club is not going on? So, next week rolled around, and I went upstairs to Anime Club, and once again, the teacher said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Anime Club is not going on." And I said, "Alright, well, I will see you next week, again." So I went down to Card Club, again, went up to get my drink, again, and I walk up to the door where Anime Club was located, again, and once again, Anime Club is going on, again. And it literally was like that for my last 3 years of my high school career. Like, the teacher would say no, and then I would go down to Card Club. I would go and get a drink. I would go and check to see if Anime Club was quote-unquote not going on, and then in reality, it is going on. Like, literally, it just basically went like fucking clockwork. Now, if Anime Club is quote-unquote not going on, then honestly, be truthful with me. Don't make up some fucking lie and then just basically have Anime Club go on when you told me that it isn't. Yeah, bro, it's a pretty damn shame that I didn't get a chance to join Anime Club throughout the rest of my high school career as I wanted to. But luckily for me, there were other clubs that I joined as well, like the Card Club. Alright, you guys, so that was my second Otaku story time, my experiences with anime clubs. Do you guys have any anime club experiences? Let me know in the comment section below or in a video response. Well, that just about wraps things up for today's video, you guys. If you guys like today's video, give it a like. If you guys have anything to say about today's video, give it a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for future nerdy videos. You guys already know who I am. I'm Anime Warlord. Stay nerdy, stay safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in the very next video. Peace out.